Hi, Bruno. Hi. Hi, Bruno. Hi, buddy. I know you don't want to. It's okay. Okay. Hi. It's okay. Yeah. Hi, buddy. I know you don't want to. You don't want to come on? It's okay. You scared? Huh? Here, let's put this on you. Let's put that on you. Bruno, you got me on my tippy toes, man. Yeah, hi, buddy. Hi, buddy. Come here. Yeah. What's poppin', YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. We are back with another great video. If you've been here before, thank you for returning. If you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and share this video if you like what you see. You saw the title, you saw the thumbnail. We're going to be doing a transformation on little Bruno. He is a miniature Goldendoodle. He has some mats on his body, but nothing too crazy. And I'm going to be transforming him into a teddy bear. But let's get straight into this video. Okay, we're going to be starting off this video with the basics like we always do. We're going to be doing his prep work, so we're going to be doing his paw pads, his sanitary, and his nails. Disclaimer, Bruno does not like his nails done, but he doesn't act crazy for it. He just jerks his paw like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But, you know, that's nothing to worry about. He allows me to get it done, and we get it done. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I am in a really good mood today. I am so excited to talk to y'all about this dog. And you know what? Nothing spectacular happened that day for this video, but I'm just in a really good mood and I'm excited to go over haircuts with y'all, which is not abnormal for me, but I'm just in a really good mood. Maybe I'll start a personal channel someday later on down the line in the future, way down the line in the future, if y'all want to hear me ramble about stuff that doesn't have to do with dogs. But for the people that came here for dog info, let's get straight into what I'm going to be doing on Bruno today. So just like I stated early in the video, I'm going to be doing a teddy bear cut on Bruno. And like I said, he does have some mats. He had some around his butt area on his thighs and then down by his hock, which we would consider the ankle. And then he also had some around his elbows and just a little bit all over his body. When I say that, it sounds like he had a lot of mats and he was severely matted, but he really wasn't. It was like little pin mats. If y'all know what pin mats are, that's pretty much what he had. The ones around his butt were a little bit thicker, so those were like actual mats, but everything else wasn't too bad. And as you can see, like I said, Bruno does not like his nails done, but he allows me to get it done. So for matting, as I say in all of my videos, if your dog has mats, you should always get a conditioner. If the groomer is recommending a conditioner or recommending a better product, get it. It's going to help, guaranteed. It may not help a lot in some cases, depending on how extensive the matting is, but it will help just a little bit. It's not a miracle worker. So if you come in with a dog that looks like it came off the streets and it's pelted, the conditioner is not going to work much. It'll loosen up a bit, but it won't work much. But if you have slight matting on the body, then it works. Also, I don't know if y'all just caught that right there, but Bruno was trying to back up and he slipped his little foot off the table because I kept telling him, I'm like, listen, Bruno, there's an edge to this table. There's an edge to the table. And dogs don't listen when you tell them that. I don't know why they don't believe me. I'm like, there is an edge. You're going to fall. Do not fall. And then they always slip a foot. It's like when you're walking on a pile of ice and you just slip a foot. That's how I feel when the dog slip a foot off the table. I'm like, see, now you learned. And just, you see he's standing there. See? Because they have to learn. They're like toddlers. When a toddler wants to touch something that's hot on the stove, or they want to touch something that maybe hurt a little bit, or they're going to try something that's going to injure them. Not injure them drastically, obviously, but they're going to try it. Let's say they try and jump off the bed and you're like, no, that's going to hurt. Or they try and jump off the couch like, no, that's going to hurt. Sometimes they got to figure it out on their own and then they won't do it again. So jumping real quick to his bath, because y'all know I don't talk much about the baths because it's the same thing over and over again. But what I did for him to loosen up his matting, one, I did our basic oatmeal shampoo. It is an apple oatmeal, so it has a nice sweet apple scent to it, and it's really, really nice. It is moisturizing. It's not the best one that we have, but it's moisturizing, but it's also dehydrating at the same time. So I always tell people, if you're going to go in with any shampoo that we have that is not the Chi or the Hemp's or even the Furminator, do a conditioner behind it, because it'll strip it, but it'll moisturize it very little. And then after I did that, I went in with the Chi Deep Moisturizing Conditioner, and I let that conditioner sit on him for about 5 minutes. For new groomers out there, and for people that are going to get the Chi for home use or whatever, the conditioner, the biggest key to the quickest way to rinse the conditioner out, let the conditioner sit. If you can let the conditioner sit on that dog for 10 minutes, when I say it's so easy to rinse out afterwards, because it's supposed to sit on the dog regardless. I believe the bottle says 2 to 3 minutes. I always like to let it sit for like 5 minutes, because that's when you get the most effectiveness out of it. So I'll let it sit for like 5 minutes, and then I'll blow dry it with the high power velocity dryer, and that pushes the mats away from the skin. And I believe at some point in time I show the mats on his back end area, so you'll be able to see that soon. Oh, okay. See, there go my dogs, because somebody's at the door. Bella! Oh, grumpy self. And I'm going to leave that in there so y'all can see how this dog go off when she hears a leaf blow, a car horn. I mean, somebody can be walking in the house next door and she will go off. That's her right there, acting crazy. What I was going to say before I got rudely interrupted by my dog. I did show the matting on his leg, but it was very brief. I think I cut that part out by accident, and it's too late now to go back and put it back in there. But I did show it very brief if you all caught it. Let me know in the comments if you caught it. Now hopping into his haircut, what I always do is I start with the neck first, which the actual technical term is starting with the occiput. So the occiput is right in the back of their head. It's that bone at the top of their skull. When you are a new groomer, always start there. It saves you a lot of time. I was a new groomer at once, and I always started with the body. Don't start with the body. Start at the back of the head, the occiput. But I always start there first, and just to see if I can get through the hair with the clippers, or if I have to demat anything first. And with him, I had to go through and brush out some of his mats. But because I was time crunched this day, I had to clipper and then find the mat and then brush it out, and then clipper, find the mat and brush it out. I do not recommend doing that. Brush your dog out before you start clippering. Again, brush your dog out before you start clippering. Don't follow my routine. I'm a bit more of an experienced groomer, so I know how to catch myself up. Some new groomers do not. So brush before you start clippering. So what I'm going to be doing on his body is 3/4 of an inch. No, just kidding. I did 3/4 of an inch last time, and he came back this time with mats. So I dropped it down to 5/8 of an inch. Most people cannot tell the difference because there's not a huge difference. When you're starting with 3/4 of an inch and you drop it down to 5/8 of an inch, there is literally no drastic difference to the pet parent's eyes. There's really no drastic difference to most groomer eyes. It takes maybe a smidge off, and I literally mean a smidge. So I dropped down to 5/8 of an inch for him. So in hopes, fingers crossed, he doesn't come back next time with mats on his body. And for his face, I did 3/4 of an inch. I did 3/4 of an inch on his face to give him a fuller teddy bear face. And then for his muzzle, I didn't run a clipper over it. I know I said in the last video, I believe it was Sam who I did a tight brown face on. I ran a guard comb on top of his muzzle. I did not do that for Bruno because Bruno has thicker fur. So his fur doesn't lay smooth down like Sam does. His fur is more puffed out like a poodle. So you don't want to run a guard comb over that unless they ask for a really tight muzzle. As you guys know, I usually have a topic to talk about, and the topic that I'm going to talk about today is a little disturbing to me. So, this same day, which is what set me behind, I had a customer bring her dog in, and before she explained anything to me about the dog, I reached inside the dog's carrier, picked the dog up, and she had a little sweater on. But the dog felt light, like not heavy, like the dog had weight on it, but she felt light. After I took her sweater off, you guys, I cannot make this up. She was skin and bones. And the way this woman was talking was like she really loved this dog and she would do anything for the dog, but she just couldn't afford certain things, which is okay. I definitely understand. Most people don't have a lot of money. I don't have a lot of money, but I know most people don't have a lot of money, so they can't afford certain things. But this dog was very malnourished. Very, very, very malnourished. And I asked the owner, I was like, listen, she's really, really skinny and it's a little alarming. And she says, well, we found her on the street. So when she said that, I'm like, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. But then she continued. She said, yeah, we found her. My daughter found her on the street 3 years ago. And I'm thinking, okay, but it's been 3 years. She should not look like this. Okay, to paint the picture, I have a video of it, which I'm not going to put in this video, but I will put maybe in a short video and talk about it. So one of the YouTube shorts, and I'll talk about it there. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, you've had this dog for 3 years. There's no way that this dog should look like this. Now, you guys, I don't know if you've ever seen, well, not even if you've ever seen, everybody has seen those commercials. They have the really sad dogs on the commercials. Some of the dogs are like really skinny. You can see their rib cage. That's how this dog was. And the fur on the dog was basically little to none on the body. She had mats all on her feet, and then her face was matted. And the woman was like, she's like, well, I don't really know why her skin grows like that, or why her fur grows like this. I can't figure it out. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to take it slow on her. So we usually ask for about 3 to 4 hours, but I told her to give me 4.5 hours because she was so skinny. I didn't want to cut the dog. So some time went past and I went to go grab her, take her in the bathing bunker to bathe. And when I picked her up, her heart was racing. And I could literally feel her heartbeat in my hand. Like it felt like her heart was beating in my hand. So for the company that I work for, if you have any doubt, you stop, take him to the vet. So I stopped, I took her to the vet. I said, hey, listen, this dog is not well. I don't know what's going on. I can't prejudge the owner. But she said she found the dog on the street 3 years ago, but the dog still looks like this. Like, is there any way y'all can check this dog out and see if I'm able to still groom it? So, per legal policies, the vet in our building, can't do anything without something being paid for. So I got my store manager to pay for the office visit because I did not think that the owner would. I straight didn't think that she would, because she had already mentioned that the price of her grooming was too much. So I had our store owner pay for her office visit. They examined her. They said, well, you can tell she's really weak. Also, she has a grade 2 heart murmur. I was not surprised. I thought she had a heart murmur. I could feel it in my hands. I'm like, the way her heart is beating, something's going on with this dog. I know it is, but I believe there's other things, but they could not do or run tests unless the owner okayed it and paid for it, which I understand, vet legality. I get all of that. So I tell them to hold her there until the owner comes back to pick her up. They give her food. They're like, well, can we feed her? And I'm like, we can't feed her, but y'all can feed her. So they give her food. This dog tried to swallow the biggest chunk of food so quickly. She ate that food as if she had never eaten before in her life. And I don't cry. I'm not a crier. My girlfriend would say that. My heart broke for this dog. That was the first time I had ever seen something like that. And it was so traumatizing. For me, I just don't understand why someone would get a dog and not feed it. And the dog came in covered in pee. Why would you have a dog, a living thing, just to have a dog? You're not going to feed it. There's no way that dog eats. There's no way. And if she does eat, she may eat once a week, once every other. There's no way. And for those of you that may be in the comments saying, well, did you report her? Did you report her? We are not allowed to. We are not allowed to report anything that we see, which sucks, but we are not allowed to. So it's like, after you see that happen, nobody wants to give the dog back, but we have to. We have to. So what I want to say to people, before you get a dog, before you find the dog on the street and keep it, you can find the dog and give it to a rescue, give it to somebody who you know is going to take care of the dog. But before you find the dog on the street and keep it, before you go buy a puppy, research how much just owning a dog takes, because I promise you it's almost the same as a child. There's no way it's not. Now, granted, giving birth is a couple grand, but dogs, I believe it's the same price. It has to be close to the same price as having a kid. Not giving birth to a kid, but taking care of a child. It's a lot of money. So if you're not prepared for that, do not get that, because now this dog has a heart murmur. She probably has a whole slew of other health issues, and you're not helping because you can't, quote unquote, afford it, but you have designer this and designer that. Give that dog to somebody who's going to take care of it. And this is not directed to anybody in particular, but just generally everybody who gets a dog and doesn't take care of it. Don't get a dog if you're not going to take care of it. Don't have a child if you're not going to take care of your child. Don't do things if you're not going to follow through. That's all I have to say about that. Okay, I know that was a little bit of a down moment, but let's get back onto a high moment. Look at how cute Bruno looks. I'm sorry. Oh, that story just messed me up. And just being in that situation and not being able to do anything, that messed me up. I hate that. I can't stand to see a dog suffer. I can't stand to see a child suffer. I can't stand to see a human suffer. I was telling one of my coworkers, or somebody who works in the store actually, I was like, I'm a very nice person. No matter whether you like me or not, I'm always going to do the best for people, because I can't stand to see somebody suffer. Like that saying that people say, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. No, I truly wouldn't wish anything on my worst enemy, which I don't feel like I have any enemies unless somebody's secretly my enemy and they won't tell me. But yeah, I don't like to see stuff like that. It makes my heart ache. Like that, like I said, that was the first dog that made me want to cry. It was just so sad. It was so sad. So quick before this video ends, because I want to touch on this before the video ends, because I didn't get a chance to do it while I was trimming his face. So to acquire that nice round shaped face and that round muzzle, I left a little bit of hair on top of the bridge of the nose, and I didn't shave down the bridge of the nose, nor did I shave up the face, which on some dogs I do, because a lot of people don't like the hair in front of the face. She wanted the exact same haircut that I gave her last time. So what I did was I just cut out the corner of the eyes, and I kind of made them curve in a little bit, so it gives it that teddy bear look that she's like. He looks like a little stuffed animal. Look at him. He's so cute. Oh, look at his feet. I didn't realize how perfect his feet was, but look at how cute. Oh, he's adorable. So like I said on a couple of my last videos, how I acquire that look on their feet where it looks like they're just walking on the paw pads and no fur is touching the floor, and it almost kind of looks like they are walking on air. It's kind of what it looks like to me. So I pull all of the hair down to the paw pad and I scissor what is past the paw pad, and then I go through and I scissor the foot and I round it, and I also neaten it up to the line of the foot. Another thing you want to do when you're finishing up the rest of the body is when you're scissoring the legs, you want to make sure you're scissoring to the line of the legs. So in the back of the legs, when you're clippering, there's always like almost like a hump of hair at the dog's elbow. You want to scissor that straight down and scissor that to the line of the leg so it just looks like the haircut is gliding into the legs. It makes the finish look so much better, so much cleaner, and every pet parent always loves it. Bruno is seriously one of my best clients. He is always perfect for the groom, even for his ears. You know, like in some of my other videos, I've stated that when you are grooming or scissoring a dog's ears, they're always trying to pay attention to something else. But Bruno, he's pretty chill when I'm doing it. He doesn't mind. He lets me do it. He doesn't really worry about anything else. And then for his tail, of course, he is pretty good for it. Look at him. He's just standing there. He gave me no issues for it. He's seriously one of my best clients. I love him so much. So we're coming up to the end of this video, guys, and I do want to mention I do upload YouTube shorts, and on there it's just quick clips of some of the bath dogs that I do, because I don't like to do full videos for just like a 15-20 minute appointment. So I'll use those as YouTube clips so they can get their little 5 minutes of fame as well. For whatever that's worth for dogs. But make sure you check out my shorts. I got some pretty good stuff on there. And then some of the shorts could just be clips of videos that I put up on my regular channel. But make sure y'all check that out. It's pretty good. I think so. Now we're going to take a quick flashback look at his before, and boom. Look at that. Look at how cute he looks. He looks awesome. Oh, I love his haircut. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Drop a comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love you guys.